Hi, beautiful shining stars. Happy late Thanksgiving. I did email blast a lot of you guys, so if you didn't receive an email, it's probably because you're not a Patreon, you're not my website subscriber, or you're not my Etsy subscriber. Because those are three different ways that I share all the insights and things that I'm working on and offers that I'm making. With that being said, I want to get into the energies that we're heading into in December and all the magic that's unraveling. First things first, I want to invite you all to our scripting vision board party. Now, Patreons, you will have the printables, some of the printables, because I'm creating a lot more, so we can have like this really fun interactive live. So I want to show you. So Patreons, you should already have these. Others I will be listing on Etsy for really inexpensive for you guys to download. Plus, my Etsy shop is 50% off on most of the items, so you guys could go there and do some shopping for Christmas, for yourself, however you want to do it. So the printables, I created small ones for your journal because I'm the type of person that I have different journals and I love to add my magic to their journals. Now, since the scripting class that I'm going to be doing, the 6-week scripting class, which starts in December, continues on through January, mid-January probably, maybe a little longer because it is 6 weeks, so it's a month and a half, right? So we're doing that because we're really insisting on what it is that we intend and desire. Now, that class is $111 with 11 cents. I'm still using the 111 energy, and that discounted price is available to the 29th of November. After that, it goes up. I don't know how much it goes up. Again, I always offer payment plans because to some of you guys, you know, you're tight. I get it. We're in a holiday, so you're more than welcome to message me, and I will PayPal you, or you could tell me, hey, Daisy, I'm going to pay it in 2 parts or 3 parts, however it is that you can pay it. I prefer PayPal family and friends because that way PayPal doesn't take my money. What else? So if you are a Patreon, you get an extra discount because that's what you do for being part of my Patreon. You're supporting me, you're supporting my work, so you're a Patreon and you get an extra discount. I'm not going to say how much it is, only Patreons know. My on-calls, I have a few of you. You guys don't have to worry about it because you're an on-call. So you will automatically be added to the scripting class as well as the language and money class. So, and that's a big one because that one's 55555. So with that being said, I want to share with you guys the magic of a vision scripting. Again, I'm the only one that has this. Vision scripting is you're going to be, of course, adding pictures of the things that you intend and desire in the scripting class. Our main focus is on lifestyle. Of course, you already got, for those of you that do not have it, I have a glimpse, a taste of the scripting class. It's available on my webpage. I will link it below. Absolutely free. Not only that, but it'll help you manifest your intentions and desires. This is why I love to create all of these different tools for you all to start manifesting, because I remember when I first started, I didn't have money for even for my coffee that I absolutely loved. So I get it when we're in a tight situation, a tight space before we start manifesting, before we get into our new lifestyle. So this is why I create all of those tools to help you enhance and create the lifestyle that you desire. Now, this scripting class is going to teach you about your lifestyle, how to shift your lifestyle, how to work an action plan to create a new lifestyle, and what a lot of us have issues with, deserving. Sometimes, more often than not, the reasons we don't manifest faster is because we feel like we don't deserve something. Genuinely, for me, is usually other people telling me I don't deserve something, and then not even recognizing that they put and embed this into my subconscious and my God DNA. So we have to like go through these shifts, which we will do. We're going to connect with the angels, of course, because you know I'm all about angel magic and connecting with the angels, so we could enhance and get into the vibration of deserving what we desire. I think I wrote it on my email where I said I sometimes feel like I don't get into the lifestyle because I feel that if I don't offer this, then I'm not going to be responsible to take care of this or that, right? So a lot of the times for me, most of the time it comes with bills, right? So I always feel, because I'm always very responsible for a lot. Being someone that absolutely loves to take care of other people, and especially my kids and my granddaughters. And sometimes I am how do I explain? I overdo it. And that would used to show a lot in my work. Now I have more balance with that. I still sometimes fall off my wagon, but I have more balance. But it used to get to the point that I was such a giver that I wouldn't have time for myself. I wouldn't take care of myself. Or I felt like I didn't deserve certain things because, well, you know, I remember one of the things that I used to be told all the time was, you know, the gifts you have are from God, so they should absolutely be free. And that made me feel guilty when I was trying to, you know, charge for my services or make a living from my services. So it was very like, especially when I was working in Orana. I'll never forget, because in Orana, you're live, constantly live for X amount of hours. And unless someone pays to have a paid reading, which they pay by the minute, you're alive and you have all of these succubuses, technically. People that have nothing to do and they're just jumping from room to room trying to get a free reading. Because believe it or not, readings could be very addicting. That's why I always recommend like if you want to see like a look into your month, one reading a month for what's coming. If you are looking for 6 months, one reading every 3 to 4 months. If you're looking for your predictions for the year, January, this is the best time to do it, or in March to do it, or in the summer. So depending on when you feel more in tune to what you need and when you need it. But you have people that, and it's great for me. I'm not criticizing in the aspect that, you know, I make money because people get addicted to knowing and how and this. The issues that people do not understand is that readings are subjective to our free will. Also to our lifestyles, to our manifesting power. For example, I will sometimes get a reading. I'll be like, yes, this book is going to do awesome. And the book flops. And I'm just like, because I get into it with Spirit. So I'll be like, well, Spirit, you know, I had a reading. And not only did she say that the book was going to be awesome, but I got confirmations that the book was going to be awesome, yet it flopped. What happened? So Spirit explains to me, which we talk about in our scripting class, how sometimes right before we manifest like big things in our lives, things get really crazy. And then you start to doubt. You start to say, well, this is not going to work, or you get pissed because it didn't work. Or so what you do is you stomp on your seedlings before they're strong enough to come out, nurture, bloom, prosper, right? Which is really complicated. And I want you to really grasp this. You might want to take a note because this is very powerful stuff. Right before it manifests, usually something happens to put doubt into you. I feel like it's almost like this is a universe fucking playing with us, right? It could be tests, people call it karma. I like to think that it's a way for us to declare, I really want this. So what you're going to do, which is something I've been doing now for X amount of months, and I'm slowly seeing crazy results. And I'm not going to say it's easy because that's a lie. I'm not going to say that you're not going to have doubt because that's a lie. I'm not going to say that you're not going to be afraid because that's a lie. You're going to be afraid, you're going to have doubts, and there's many times you're going to self-sabotage the shit out of your manifesting. But sometimes it gets really, really hard. before the manifestation. You'll have the almost like the complete opposite of what you're desiring happens. Example, I did, I think it was like a 30-day to 100 book sales on my Amazon KDP. I did everything that you could imagine. I even put my book for free saying, well, I'm going to cheat, right? Say selling 100 books, even if they're free, people are downloading 100 books. I think it was the lowest month I've ever had, ever. I think I might have sold 1 or 2 books. And free books, free downloads, I think it might have been 20. So I was way, way off my 100 goals. So what happened is I got upset. I fucking tried. I did this on live. I put it on TikTok. I'm not putting any more. This is not working. Da, 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 da. We going through this. Here I am. I feel like I'm super wise. I'm a master manifester, and we go through this because we're going through shifts and changes, especially 21, 22, 23. I feel like we got the shadow in 2020 with COVID, but COVID is whole other, it's almost like planetary stuff, because I feel like COVID was man-made. I know that COVID was man-made. So by COVID being man-made, it just kind of, especially during this massive shift, it just made everything even harder. So with that being said, what did I do? Because you could say, well, Daisy, you fucked that up. Now you're just gonna have to start all over. No, I don't have to start all over. So what I did was I sat down with Spirit after, I had my meltdown, because it's okay to have meltdowns. Meltdowns is the energy and vibration saying, Daisy, are you fucking ready? So that's what the universe is telling you. That's what God's source is trying to connect with you. Are you ready to sell those 100 copies of your book? So I'm like, Spirit, what the fuck did I do? And they're like, well, Daisy, you were checking that shit every day. We know that you were, making videos and sharing it on TikTok and all that, but you were getting in the way, because when you would open up the KDP and you would see that you only sold 1 book, or some people only downloaded some pages and they didn't finish the book, you just sabotage. And it's true, because before that, I was selling 20, 30, 40, 50 copies of the book without even looking at it. But I hadn't gotten to that 100. I wanted to get to that kind of 100 books in a month, goal, you could say. And I was like, I'm going to do it on TikTok, because I've seen a lot of people go viral when they do crazy stuff like that. Instead, I made a couple of videos and I lost my shit. So when it gets really bad, what you want to do is get out of your way. So how do you get out of your way? So Spirit explained to me. They're like, do the work on the soft cover, which is what I did. You need to work on the audiobook. I haven't been able to, because I'm still going through it's so crazy, because I usually will get I'm not gonna say sick, because I haven't been sick, but it's like if I'm losing my voice per se, maybe it's because of the work that I do. So I cannot be creating an audiobook when I'm out of breath. So I have to wait to go through. Even here, you can see that I have to, So usually I use my inhaler to help me, but still, I can't be creating an audiobook and inhale. Audiobook has to be very perfect, because you don't want to hear somebody out of breath when you're listening to an audiobook. That's just going to drive you crazy. Long story short, I created my soft cover. Let me show you. So I created my soft cover. See what I'm talking about? So the ebook cover and the soft cover are different. Not 100% different, because they all have the book. I want it to be magical, but I've been following Andrew Cap. I don't have his book here with me, but Andrew Cap has this book called The Last Law of Attraction Book You'll Ever Need, or you ever need to read, or something like that. Really good. I totally recommend. So he also has another book, because he said that he had a lot of people, especially publishers and authors and writers, wanting to know how he sold so many copies of his book. And I forgot what the other book is called. Anyways, long story short, not only did I download his book ebook, I also purchased the softcover. So in his book, I used it as my format for this one that I already wrote back in 2018, 2019 when I published it. So I loved it because it made my book look a lot more professional. And then in the softcover, so see, I want to show you how cool. See how it looks all professional, almost like a real publisher did it. It even has the copyright. I love, 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 love. And then of course, I just, that's how I connected the introduction. I think that's just like what the book is about. Yeah, and then where's the contents? Look how cool the contents came out. I'm just super stoked about how my scripting book came out. So, long story short, I created the softcover, and I just, oh, there's the introduction. I just allowed it to flow, you know. I allowed the book to flow. I allowed it to take, you know, I stopped looking at it. And I kid you not, in November was the worst month that I had on my ebooks. I think I made $5 in November. So, not even a cup of coffee, people. But I didn't pout. I didn't cry. I didn't have a meltdown because I know that since I worked on this book and I uploaded this book, that it was just going to take a little time for the algorithm to catch it, to take it to the next step. Not only that, I sat with Spirit and I said, hey, okay, so you're saying I got in the way. I was overbearing on the books. Got it. What do I do now? How do I get my book to sell? What do I have to do to get it in front of people? And then the Spirit's like, Daisy, you need to work on your next scripting class. Scripting is something that's still very new. There's a lot of people, yes, they follow it. But remember shadow work when you didn't even know about it back in 2020 and 2019 and people were talking about it a little, but not everybody was really, and now all of a sudden shadow work is blowing up. Scripting is the same thing is going to happen. And guess what? Guess who has a lot on scripting? Ta-da! If you go to Amazon, this ebook was the first ebook on Amazon about scripting. Then you have the actor from Witchers of Waverly Place, which is How to Script the Life You Want, which is also a great read. Who sold, of course, a lot of copies because I think he was either Simon & Schuster or Penguin, somebody, a publisher, published him. And then you have the people that get ghostwriters to write books for them. So there's a bunch of that. I think there was another one. There was someone, also an author who does scripting, that wrote about scripting. But pretty much all the other scripting books, you could tell that they were AI and ghost written and whatever. So nothing real people creating content about their lifestyles and what they're, you know. Then I have journals, you know, how to script your soulmate, how to script your pregnancy. I'm super proud of that one. So the point is that when you are manifesting, you don't want to look at the how. You don't want to look at the results until they come to you. And I feel like that's what we do. We sabotage the results because we're like, it's not coming out yet. There's the seed. I put the seed. It's almost like we're taking the dirt out and looking at the seed. What's going on? Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's dead. Maybe the seed is whatever. So that's what we're doing. We're literally sabotaging the seed to grow. So instead what we have to do is, and I got this a long time ago from a great writer. She says that one of the things that used to drive her crazy, and she wasn't even talking about manifesting. She was just talking about in general how she would sabotage her growth, was because she would write a book and then she would just wait for it to start selling. So she says that she would get in her own way. So she said what she would do is she would write the book, of course, marketing and all that stuff, but she would leave it alone. She wouldn't follow it. She wouldn't look at anything. Instead, she would start the next project, which is what Spirit said to me. And it's true because I get emails all the time of, are you going to write another book? Are you going to do another scripting class? I love your first scripting class. Is there more? The whole point of having mentors, having people that guide you, that inspire you, is having consistency. And I suck at that. I'm very sensitive. I go hermit. I'm just, you know, my husband says it's that writer, that author, artist lifestyle. But anywho, when I got my book, might have been Monday or Tuesday, I literally cried because this book, and I have a bunch of books, people. My Manifesting with the Angels, that was like my first real baby book that I love and I created, and I feel like that's what really started my creating classes and courses. But there was just something about this one and receiving it as softcover, because this book has sold over 1,000 copies. What you think about it is not a lot, because this book came out in 2019. 1,000 copies for a writer is nothing, especially an ebook where you're making peanuts. So that means I've only made maybe 1,000 something from this book. My rent's 2,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not retirement money. But it's not even about that. It's that I feel so good that the 1,000 people that purchased this book really loved it. You know, give or take a few negative, which what I did was when I used to get those negative reviews, this book has been re-edited and reprinted, I think 4 times, because I wanted to give my readers the very best. So now it's $4.99. I'm going to do a promo for it so you could get it cheaper, of course. And the cool thing about this book is that you get the scripting class as a bonus to go along with it. So it's like extra workbooks that I created before when I was doing my one-on-one scriptings for clients, which was pretty much, I started that June of 2022. So yeah, get out of your way, which is really hard. It's really hard to when we get in our ways. But I wanted to share that with you. You know, Master Manifester energy is allow, and know that when the shit gets really ugly, it's actually super positive, because that is just God's way of saying, all right, are you really ready for this? So if you have a meltdown, think about a toddler when a mom is like, are you, I'm going to give you this toy. Are you going to play with it? Is this something that you really, really want? And the kid just, no, he's pissed because he wants both toys, right? Or whatever toddler's syndrome is, and just has a meltdown, and the mom's like, well, I guess you don't want it. I guess you don't deserve it. I'm not going to get it for you. It's almost like that type of vibration. So think about it. And I want you to, let's do an exercise. Do an exercise. I want you to test it out, and I want you to come back and comment. Think about a time when you wanted something really, really badly, and you got a sign or a vibration or in a situation that made you feel that this wasn't for you, that it just wasn't going to happen. And how did you react? Like, what happened? Did you push past it and continue on and manifested it? Or did you self-sabotage the way I did with my 100 books? Comment below your story. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.